know he lied, this is what he do. He in the streets wherever we at. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming out. But just for an update, we're still going back to court. We go back on the 20th. Now they dropped the assault with the deadly weapon, got 2 felony resisting arrest, which I guess you shoot first and then you say they resist and then you drop the wrong part first and keep the other part how it go, you know, it's retarded. But anyway, we go back on the 20th and now there's evidence tampering. So to show you how dirty they is and how they work and they'll try all kind of little tricks. So we finna go and get the police to tell some more lies so we can get it dropped and kill everything on it. But I just want to respond to what you were saying about the help and the talking and getting out there. Some of y'all I told a little bit about it, but I have a friend who was in jail for a fight for protecting himself. And we're going back and forth to court. You know, I go see him every month. I go up there to go visit him. And it was a video showing what was going on. So I went to the store people and got the video, took it up there. So I finally met the attorney and I talked to the lady. You know, one of those mornings where, you know, it ain't you, but it's the spirit that's in you that's making you do something you don't want to do or you're afraid to do, but you end up doing it. And so I talked to the lady, took her to the back, and my friend is facing 3 strikes with 25 to life for a fight. But the drug heads and the connivers, they let go and they were arrested there, but they done caught 7 more cases since then. So I talked to the lady and explained to her, like if I was Eric and Johnny Cochran and all the other top dogs, and I got my friend out on community service, got him out on community service and dropped that stuff down to a felony, misdemeanor, which is 100-something days of community service and he's done with it. But that just to show to where when you think you can't move nothing, you can't move. And you know, I would love to get out there and just do that with anybody, with any kind of help. You know, it's a bad thing, but thank God that my son is alive, but it has opened my eyes to a lot of things to where that we as adults are needed in all the youth life, if they are or not. And it shows to where unity has to come in. And with this right here, this is the unity. We have become a family and close friends because we here every 2 weeks and we talking, we discussing things, and Mr. Harris over there, man, I love you, man. Amen. I'm right here. I love you. This man here, I don't know. I might want to go for sheriff too. You know what I'm saying? He has been communicating with me. He's a great help to the community, period, all over as far as the right thing. This newspaper he run, we really have to read it and understand it because it has opened my eyes to a lot of stuff that I would ignore, yeah, whatever. That just small people just write some stuff, you know, this and that. But he take his own time, his own money, his own self, everything. And he gets out there and he do it and he share it with us for free. And, excuse me, somebody should be here instead of calling. But, and I really appreciate that, you know, for what you're doing for the black community, period. The black youth and all that good stuff. Red back there, you know, you're number one, man, you know that. Because he allowed us to come here and take his time off to have us come here to do him and his life. That we can sit here and get these things going. You know, and job opportunities and all sorts of programs that he has going on, which will help get some of the youth out there to come on in, you know, once they pick your pants up, put your pride down, and come over here like they're supposed to. Well, back to the subject at hand. We have to spread the word. Not just this right here, but the word of God as well. I have a whole lot to say, but I know it's going to be hard for me to put it all the way that I want to put it, because I'm going to take up all the time. But what I am going to tell you is that the Lord is moving. Things seem hard. You go through things, and it feels like it's just too much on you. But the time out, they used to tell us in school, take the time out and go to the corner and this and that. It worked if you use it for the right time out. So I want to let y'all know that it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. That I appreciate everything. I appreciate the people coming. It would be more, but traffic and different other reasons and obligations that people are here. But let's really get out here and march for our youth, our community, and all the right things we need to do. And stay strong and grow as real soldiers for God. Because I'm going to tell you this. They say time is short. That's what they say. And to the man tell you, the time is short, we got to move on and keep it strong and keep climbing the mountain. So, I'm going to pass the mic, but I love y'all. I appreciate it. Like I said 1,000 times. And one more thing, my man right here, great man. When the time it took place, the first conversation I had with him, there was no doubt about his purpose, what he's doing, and how he's doing it. I'm going to tell you to you, you're all right with me. Make sure you have that web page you got going on so that you know those that can't come, or if you somewhere and you want to check, he made a Facebook page where you see what's going on and the updates on a lot of things. So if you happen to miss some meetings or some congregation going on here, Mr. T will keep you updated, as well as Eli.
Thanks a lot, Jay. You know, see, one thing I know for sure is God changes things. You know, me and JD, see, I'm not, I know one thing I can say about me, I'm not above anybody. You know, I'm just Eli. If you know me, I've been Eli since day one. I won't change on you. Because I know I'm just like everybody else. I know God's in control of everything. Me and JB have different conversations. Now we talk about God. You know? So that tells you right there, change can be taken anywhere. You know? So in order to have a change though, sometimes you have to have something shake you up to get you where you want to be at, where you're supposed to be at. You know? And we all have different experiences in our lives to get us where we should be at. You know? But my mother used to always tell me, out of everything bad comes something good. But you got to look into that bad to find the goodness out of it. You know, through this bad situation right here, there's something good to come out of this. You know? It's a tragedy sometimes when things don't happen that way, but sometimes it's called wake up. You know? And when this happened here, there's so many more people came forward with different cases, different scenarios, different things that have been going on in their life with the police or different with the judicial system, period. And so, I tell a lot of people, it's not a racist situation. The system itself is what needs to be fixed. And that's what the purpose is right here, is trying to fix this system. And we make a change for our kids who have to go through, and it becomes too customary for things like this to happen, and we just go on about our business because we're used to it. You know? And it's time to be fed up. There's a time to have enough. There's a time. Don't wait till something happens to you personally, to someone in your family, till you have to step up and say, well, why is this going on? It's been going on. But if we don't stand up and fight for something, then it's going to continue to go on and go on and go on. Because everyone has a story they can tell about something that happened to them or someone they know personally. And so what we have to do now, we have to come together with this story. We have to come and be a collective body and go down and fight. There are registration forms here on this table right here. If you have not, I'll take everyone here is already registered. But if you have someone you can just give a registration form to and encourage them to vote and have that there, that's the step right there. That's going toward cleaning that garage out right there. You know? And so that's what time it is right now. That's time to get things cleaned up. You know? There's a couple of events going on. We're going to be doing some things for the youth. And the youth, I can't stress this enough, the youth was the key to everything. You know? We have to get the youth involved in some things. Not just the party and shaking your butt. That ain't the only thing we have to get involved in. See, if we get them involved going in the right way, and then with the things they learn right now, they're going to turn around and teach their kids. And that's what we have to start doing. We have to start investing back in our kids and what they're doing. You know, be concerned about what they're doing, what they're watching, what they're listening to. Other day, me and my daughter were listening to 99.1 coming up the freeway. And there was a song, Eminem on. There's a whole bunch just like me or something like that. I'm a real Slim Shady. And for the first time, she heard some lyrics they said. And she said, Dad, you know? I said, I've been heard that. That's why I tell you to listen. Don't just listen to the beat and move your hand to the beat. Listen to what they're saying. And one of the lines said something about, I don't see the reason why another man can't elope with another man. Okay? Now, I don't know about you, but I see something wrong with that. You know? And I have friends. I put anyone down, I don't judge you even for what you do. But I believe in what God said. You know, and so God said something different. So, but the fact is, there's a lot of lyrics, a lot of things going on in the kids. They don't pay attention to the words and everything. So you have to sit your kids down sometimes and let them listen to what they listen to with them. You know? Sometimes I go in my son's room and just hang out with him. I do what you call secret spying. You know? I'm in there sitting there talking to them, but I'm just sitting back and really observing. Because I want to see their conversations like what they talk about what they did in school, what's going on with them. Because that way I can get involved with what you do. You know? Sometimes, if it's right, I won't even want to embarrass myself right there, but later on I'll remember that conversation and I'll come back and check him on that, you know? And when I talk to my son a lot of times, I talk to him in front of his friends because I want his friends to get the same message. Because I heard something a long time ago that was really interesting and it was really true. If you show me who you're hanging around, I can show you what you're going to be like. Amen. So you got to make sure the company that you hang around is positive. So we need positivity because negativity is like a vine. And what happens with a vine will wrap around your head, just a little bitty piece of vine. But you stay in that negativity longer, that vine will continue to grow and grow until your whole body's entwined. But see, the negativity just gonna stop there with that vine. Now, the same negativity I'm giving this brother right here, now that vine will spread to him. So now he's getting my negativity. And I can take away his joy, because negativity is a disease. And the only way you can fit this disease with positivity. So you got to get some positive people around you. You got to spread some good word to these people and let them know what's going on. And like one of the things that I do here, I don't have a date yet, but it's in the making right now. I have with this another young lady. She works down the hill for the Sacramento Children's Suicide Watch. And I was informed by her, there's a lot of suicidal kids here, high school kids, you know, that I didn't really was aware of this. But here in the high desert, there's a great number of kids trying to kill themselves here.
And they going with, I think 80 or 100. They want to do a thing where they all of them do suicide in different parts of the states and different,
And see, that goes back to it. How can that be from all the states? How can we reach each other from all the states?
Yeah.
Social media. We do this here by what we hear and through music and stuff. Music informs you and tells you to do things. So what you want to do is you want to emulate who you see.
Yes.
You know, you got kids going around, same thing we talk about, with the pants hanging down. You got kids going around throwing up signs they never been to places they never been, never seen before. Yes. Because you see it on TV, so you want to be like what you want to see. Yes. These people here are making money doing things it's not even their lifestyle actually. You know? So we got kids emulating what they want to see. So what we have to do now, we have to give them another positive reinforcement to see and follow. We're going to be holding a youth fashion show. This fashion show is going to be for the youth, by the youth. It's going to be a youth DJ. It's going to be a youth MC. All the kids participating, the models are going to be youth. We're going to be kids, young adults and that. The clothing line is going to be for youth. So everything's going to be done, it's going to be done by the youth, so we can give them positive reinforcements on things to do. If you can see something, then you can be it. And that's what we're trying to get you now. We got to get you another way. Because the old way ain't working no more. It used to work, but it was cut down, the divide was cut. And so now we got to put that division, in that division, get it back together on the straight narrow line. Because if we don't, we lost. And if we don't stay lost long, we don't get together. Long we separate, and it ain't gonna do no good with all of us trying to get the same goal, but everybody heading in different directions. So we got to come to where the light is, and the light is God. So let God lead you, and go where you got to go, and we get where we got to go to from there. I like to open up. Anybody have anything? Say you're welcome to come on up. Come on, get. Oh.
I just have 2 questions.
Yes.
When are we to vote for, the different ballots in the sheriff and all that? When is that going to be?
I believe it's June, correct?
June 3rd?
June 3rd. It's June 3rd.
And are there any programs up here for you?
Well, actually, there's a couple.
Jobs and all that. Is there anything like that up here?
We have a young lady here. She, well, not the president, the president's wife of the Black Heritage. She has something going on. She's going to come up and speak momentarily. But also here at this church right here. And that's why it's important to greet everybody and know what everybody got to bring to the table. Because if a closed mouth don't get fed, and I'm hungry. So I'm trying to eat right now. But I know here at this church right here, they have a career opportunity for young adults. So you come here and get a job. So there's no reason to say you can't get a job. If you want to work, this pastor right here, he can provide a way for you to get a job. But you got to want to do it. Sometimes you got to do the right thing. And that's what we try to encourage our people to do now, is do the right thing. But Mayor, if you'd like to come up and speak and give us a little information.
Hi everyone, my name is Tamara, and we are both in the High Desert Black Heritage Committee and also from Trubian Village. The young man here was talking about the website, that's trubianvillage.com, for those who want to keep abreast of what's going on with the situation and the meetings and stuff. But Trubian Village was formed in 2006 primarily to help serve the youth in our community in terms of helping to mentor them in the performing arts. And so now what we're doing is we're trying to branch out and create more than just one means for the kids to participate. Because everybody has different interests and different desires and activities. In the past, I have worked with youth with coaching, cheerleading, and things like that. And when I was doing it, people would always come up to me and ask me about drill team. And we don't have a drill team out here. The high schools may have some semblance of a drill team, but how many people are from LA? How many people remember Inglewood drill team and Gardena and such, and things like that? We don't have anything like that truly represents our heritage and where we come from and our community. And so that's one thing that we're working on this year, is to form a drill team. We're gonna have sign-ups. So once we get a location, we'll be able to provide you guys with more information and stuff like that in terms of where to go to sign up. We're also creating what's called the True Leaders of Tomorrow Academy. And what that is we'll be working with youth. Basically, it's like a college prep program. For those who are interested, they can participate in that and help them get ready for college. And within that, we have our different divisions, like it'll be the True Leaders Drill Team. We're also offering a mentor program for young men and young women who need male mentors. We'll line them up with mentors who are in their desired fields, so they can meet someone who has already been through wherever it is that they're trying to go and learn what it takes to get there. Because everything ain't easy. And a lot of times, kids get discouraged because they think stuff is easy and expected to be handed to them. And they have to understand that it's not easy, but if you want it and you work for it, everything will be worth it. And so that's one of the things that we try to teach. And last but not least, we have a video production program for you. Sorry, what he's doing. We're creating a program that really I've never seen, where young people can participate in the program. They'll learn how to video record, they'll learn how stage performance, they'll learn to write a script, they'll learn to put on a show, do a talk show, work the camera, edit it from start to finish. They'll learn all the aspects of that kind of activity. And we're working with Charter TV to be able to put their shows, to air their shows on the cable show. So it's not just doing it just to do it or doing it because they like it, but we'll be able to show the community the good work that the kids are doing. So those are just some of the activities that we're working on. Trubian Village also every year has a mother-daughter tea and a male camping trip. And so we're really trying to expand this year our services so that we can reach the youth in all kinds of different areas. So keep looking out. We have some flyers with our phone number. They're in the car. If you guys are interested, you give us a call and we'll give you more information. Yes.
You guys have a physical location?
No, we don't have a physical. So like for the programming class, we're looking at having that at BBC. And the drill team will be at a different location. Everything will be, it'll be at places more based on the activity that we're doing.
Yeah, see, there's things up here, and I know there's more things up here too. But like I said, it goes through communicating, talking to people to find out what's going on. That's why I like to have, I know there's a lot of businesses up here, I wasn't aware there were so many black businesses up here, So what we got to really do, we got to really get out and support our black businesses and have a little networking session where the black business owners can come in and give their cards and express what they're doing, let everyone know what they're doing. They don't have to go down the hill for everything. Because you waste more gas going down the hill. So it's time now to do here and support and get the hill. Because the only way you can get finances up here is to have money spent here.
I have another question. I'm just full of questions.
Okay, I'm gonna bring you the mic.
Now, for the different programs, like say for instance what they're talking about. Now, aren't there grants and things that's available for stuff like that? How, like say for instance they're doing the thing that they're doing. Isn't there a program that have grants for those different programs like that?
There's a lot of grants available for a lot of different things. There are also a lot of different opportunities for small businesses to be born also. But a lot of times we don't have information. There's no one to go to get the information. That's what we got to provide. You get the information. Dr. John, the Vice Chair, there's different people you can go to. That's what the communication is about, is get all these things here where we have an avenue to go to. There's no avenue. Same thing with a young adult right now. There's a lot of questions they have, and they may not have the one in their home where to go to and get these questions answered. So we got to provide this facility somewhere they can go to and help these kids out. I know they said the dropout rate is real high. I believe totally. If there was somewhere that the kids could go and get that extra help, get that extra push, encouragement, because when you have a sense of pride about yourself, you walk differently, you carry yourself differently. And so that's what we need to give our certain youngsters the pride. A lot of, there was a story I found out a while ago about the tribe called the Moors. The Moors was a black nation. And the reason they called them Moor because they had more, and we was a proud people, but we was broken away from all our traditions, and a lot of people don't know about where we came from. And if we go back and teach our kids where we were made of, where we came from, what our ancestors had, they would walk around with a sense of pride. See, we were made to feel inferior. And anytime you feel inferior to someone, you feel beneath that person. And you can't look that person in the eye. That's why if the police come, we was talking about earlier, if the police have someone harassed over here, and you see they doing that person wrong, we're trying to walk away. Just keep on walking. Oh man, they sure they're doing them wrong. But we don't stand up on their side and let them know. Pastor was saying earlier, one of the biggest tools we have, we don't have to pick up a gun and try to, or go up and try to fight them or do anything like that. The biggest tool we have is this thing right here, a camera. Get your cell phones out. Videotape what's going on. And once you videotape what's going on, they're going to have to do one or two things. They're going to have to either follow the rules and do what's right, or they're going to have to leave that person alone and go about their business. And so that's what time it is right now. It's time for us to stand up and do something. And when someone else sees you doing this here, and they see it work for you, they're going to stand up and do the same thing. And that's what we have to do now. It's just time to stand up, you know. I know my sister back there, Darlene, she has her own business. She has a pet grooming business, you know. And a lot of people, she's here, but a lot of people may not know that. Because we have to take time to talk to each other and see what each other's about. And see what your heart, what's alive in your heart and what's on your mind. You know, and once again, it's talking. That's why I encourage everyone to talk to everyone before you leave here. At least know everyone's name, even if you don't remember, because I ain't good with names. But I remember your face, you know. So just talk to everyone and get to know everybody. I remember you, Francis, now. I forgot you first, I know you now. So, Brother Francis, too, I'd like to invite you to come up. If you'd like to have something to say, I'd like to come. I know you're representing also in LCP. You know, can we give him a hand, you know? Yeah, see, he told me earlier, I knew you were going to remember my name, but I got you now.
Why'd you call me up here? Good evening. He's talking about us getting together and forming a unit. Like when growing up, we grew up in a village. I grew up in a village. Everybody in the neighborhood knew me. So I couldn't do it wrong. And I had better speak to everyone. One thing I would like to ask this congregation here, okay, if we see each other on the street, let's say hello.
Yeah.
Too often, we do not speak to each other. And there's no reason for it, okay? And if you see me someplace and I might be looking you in the face and don't see you because the brain's somewhere else, say something and I'll speak to you. I don't ignore people, and we shouldn't ignore each other. Okay? And while he has me up here, I want to say something to you, black men. We, as black men, do not tell these black women how beautiful they are. Okay? And ladies, I'll tell you all, I am a flirt. I don't proposition. I will tell you you're beautiful. And I'm just telling you that as a compliment. I'm not trying to flirt. But I am a natural flirt. As Pat can tell you. Well, I might as well throw in this plug to part of the NAACP, and we are constantly looking for new membership. We meet every second Tuesday of the month on St. Andrew's Place. St. Andrew's right off of Braintree. So, I welcome everybody to come by, put your input in. We say NAACP don't do enough. Okay, come over there and tell us what we're not doing. Tell us what we should do. Like we came here today, hey, let's get together and speak up. Okay. And let's make this old high desert better.
Yes.
I guess that's all right.
I love my brother. I just want to stand here and introduce myself and let you know you're all my family, and I'm here to support what's going on in the high desert. But most of all, I want to bring you an A selection. An A selection. I'm a member of the Emmanuel Temple. My pastor is James E. Markham. And I've been a member there since 2002. I came up to the high desert in 1999. Barbara is my sister. Her brother, Richard, lived across the street from me in LA. 87 of 80, my address was 1122 East 87th Place. And so we're family. He's family now.
That's right.
And I'm glad Barbara's up here because one minute I lost her, I found her, and I lost her again. But when this came into part, I've been glued to her like crazy. So I'm going to bring you an A selection and sit down because I love Jesus and I love you. And I was looking at this little sign over here, J-O-Y.
Yes.
You know what that stands for? You know what Joy stands? You know, J is for Jesus. Look at those letters. O is for others, and Y is yourself. So if you take that out of order, you messed up.
Yeah.
See, joy is what we all have in our hearts, whether we like it or not.
That's right.
Okay, and we're going to bring all of this hate crime and this attitude change with these officers to a halt.
That's right.
Because I'm with Cliff, and when he came to the Emmanuel Temple, his first name is my oldest son's dad, and his last name is my maiden name. So I told him I got the energy, because he got the time. You know, we have the time to work, you know, this desert, and we're gonna make a change. But one thing we have to remember, we can't have fear.
That's right.
When we go into the officer's face to just let them know, I love you and Jesus loves you more, but I want to share something with you, and I want to share this. I was over at the church on Ellie Bottom in Luna, at the Holy Innocent Church, and the Highway Patrol was sitting in the back, and I had the papers with the story of Keivon, and the one before that was with the two young ladies that was at Del Taco, right? I had both of those papers together. And being that they both was with the highway, with the sheriffs, so he saw me walk into his car, because it was about a block from where I saw him, from where we was getting our food at the church. And the Holy Spirit just put on my heart to say, give him a paper. And he accepted the paper, and I said, good morning. My name is Patricia Watkins, and I would love to give this paper to you. And when you find time on your lunch hour or whatever you like to read it, and just tell me what you think if you see me again. And I walked away, and I said, oh, thank you, Lord. You know, it wasn't ugly to me, because I didn't come at him negative. I came with him out of respect. So that's enough right here. The song that I'm going to sing is He Touched Me. He touched me and made me whole, shackled by a heavy burden, beneath a load of guilt and shame. Then the hand of Jesus touched me, and now I am no longer the same. Shout him, oh eternity, roll. And oh, the joy that floods my soul, floods my soul. Something happened, and now I'm whole. My Jesus touched me, and He made me whole. Hallelujah.
I almost stopped karaoke one night, so we know mine's bad. But I want to thank you very much. That was muchly needed right there. I really appreciate that a lot. I want to bring Thomas up also. Surprise. He's the president of the Black Heritage Committee and also the founder of Trubian Village. And he's doing some things up here, so I need you to come and speak on those things also, Thomas.
I think that oftentimes we talk about our histories and the things that we need to know about our history. But in studying our history here in America, the law has been very important. Because if those who know our history, when the first people came, they came as indentured servants. And as the tables turn, the laws turn. And so every step of the way, we got to deal with this law thing. And the only way that you can really deal with the law is by working within the law. So we need more black police officers who are culturally familiar with our community. When we talk about police in our community, we need more black police officers who understand that when black folks might be talking loud, like sometimes we do, and somebody else may see it and may not understand how we communicate with each other. And so they misinterpret, our actions in their perspective. So in the education that we need to give our kids, we already up under the gun. So if we have young youth in our household, it should be mandatory that they need to pull their pants up. Because all they're doing, they're making themselves a target. If you already know someone is against you, we have to learn how to teach our youth how to maneuver in this society. Because if we look at the jobs, black men are underpaid, black women are underpaid, we still are in our situation from slavery. Where we at right now is a direct result from slavery. We need to participate. We need not to be outside and have other people dictate what's good for us, what's right for us, how to raise our kids. I hear older people always say that in that neighborhood, it was a village, everybody knew each other. But systematically, as laws change, our communities change. Because our communities were strong at one time. So we have to go back. We can't be scared, to talk to the youngsters. I understand that sometimes our youngsters are out of control. But those are our youngsters. And if we don't care enough to interact with them, they're going to continue to be misled. And it's very few of us who actually know our story. Everybody who is a father, who is a mother, we need to educate ourselves so that we can teach our children. Because a lot of us don't have the information to depart to our children. It's a good thing on YouTube, you can look up just about anything, and if you don't know, you can sit there and watch with your child. You know what I mean? Learning should be from the cradle to the grave. Each generation should boost the next generation up. We should be a foundation for those who come after us as those who came before us. I mean, we have these opportunities because there are people who literally gave their life for us. You know what I mean? And you know, whenever, you know, when you go to school, there's a lot of, you know, they put, you know, Martin Luther King, he was a good man. You know, you learn about certain people in school. But it's a whole lot of people that you don't learn about in school. And if you want to know, you got to seek that knowledge for yourself. You know, being able to fill out paperwork properly. You know, I have to admit, as a young black male growing up, when I turned 18, I didn't know nothing about how to write a check. I didn't know nothing about credit. I didn't know nothing about the society I found myself in. So how am I supposed to properly navigate in this society? So when we look at our youth, that's a result of us as a community talking about the older people who haven't done their job properly. And I'm at fault too. You know what I mean? It's not about pointing the finger, but you know, in order for you to correct the problem, you have to first be able to acknowledge the problem exists.
That's right.
Then you can work on the problem. You know, we got a problem in our own house. We can't expect, you know, sometimes we'll call the police because of how some of us act up. You know what I mean? We got to, you know, when it's a brother out of line, we got to check that brother. Because I often say I'd rather whoop my child than somebody who don't care about my child discipline my child. So, you know, we got to start at our kids young. I'm one of the programs that, you know, wasn't mentioned. I'm gonna start a junior journalist club because our youth need to learn how to write their story. They need to learn how to translate what they're going through so we can feel them, we can communicate with them. Because it's a disconnect. You know, it's a disconnect between older folks, younger folks, between Christian folks, non-Christian folks. You know, I often use the analogy, in my family, you got criminals, you got people that are in law enforcement, you got people that are homosexual, you got people that use drugs. But when we come together as a family, none of that matters. We don't separate ourselves. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, we got ills in our community, you know, that are not to be overlooked. But, you know, it's not always what you do, it's how you do it. You know, a lot of times, you know, when I was growing up, kids couldn't be in the room with adults. They couldn't hear adult conversation because they wasn't mature enough to, you know, understand the full grasp of what adult conversation entails. And a lot of times, we in front of our kids doing things that we shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean? If we got kids, you know, do what you do. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but don't do it in front of the kids. You know, give them an opportunity to, you know, be pure and enter this, you know, appropriately. And as well, you know, I mean, brothers, we've been through things for our male youth. We need to let them know, man, you know, you sagging your pants. A lot of times we have like cultural traits. A lot of times black folks don't smile. You know, we may be happy inside, but we not showing it on the outside. So a lot of times people mistranslate that. You know what I mean? We need to learn how to communicate, not only verbally, but within our body language, especially when we dealing with other folks. Because other folks, if we not communicate properly with these other folks, then that could mean the difference between life and death. Or that could be the difference between a hardship and a good ship. You know, because not all other people are bad, but we had to learn how to communicate. And information, the brother was talking about information. The Bible say, you know, my people suffer from a lack of knowledge. We need to, you know, like this network that we got going on, you know, we need to make sure that everybody in our community is informed on whatever it is, you know, because a lot of us don't know. And
I was saying, I think that we should print out flyers so we can start passing them out for these type of meetings we having. Because when you tell people, some people forget, you know, so I just think that, you know, we should print up flyers. I'll see if I can get Eric to print up some flyers.
Okay.
And then we can be able to pass them out, you know.
And then not only that, to let everyone know that it's not just an issue per se about just Keivon.
Right.
Because sad to say, a lot of people feel like, you know, they don't like when it didn't happen to my grandson. I didn't say, oh, this child is bad, but it didn't concern me. So I didn't participate. Sometimes I say a little prayer or something else. And I would like to say something else.
And the thing that troubles, I think, most of us is that Keivon could have been all of our child.
But we don't get that
right.
when it don't happen to
Yeah.
us.
And just like, you know, the reason why, you know, the Rodney King thing, I don't think it was a thing that anybody too much cared about Rodney King per se, but Rodney King could have been any one of us. So that was where the frustration, you know, come from. You know, we are under the gun, and we had to be fully aware of our circumstances for us to make proper decisions in our circumstances. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we in a circumstance and we don't know the full parameters of our circumstance, and we make a decision premature, and it messes things up. You know what I mean? But I can't stress enough that we all need to be history teachers. We need to all have something to say to our positive youth. You know what I mean? Something that's educational, something that's uplifting, something, you know, that's gonna make them think. You know, a lot of times my mom used to say things to me that I didn't understand when she said it. But later on in life, when I ran into certain situations, then it came to me, that's what she meant. You know? So, I'm in this by saying that, you know, we need not to just point at certain things, but we need to devise strategies. And after devising the strategies, we need to act on these things because a lot of times we come together and we talk, you know, which is good. But after we assess the situation properly, then we need to go to the next step. And, you know, doers. Yes.
Doers, that's right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's my time. I ain't gonna try to hold it up. You know, God bless. And,
Come on up. I knew I was going to be about CNN.
I'm not gonna be long. I'm not gonna sing. But anyway, my name is Barbara Jackson. I am the grandmother of Keivon. This is my son-in-law, that's my daughter, my granddaughter. My daughter just went out here and had a whole gang of kids. But what I would like to say is, listen to all the talk that's being said and whatever. I've always felt that knowledge is power. And the way I get knowledge is I read. I read anything. The paper that Mr. Harris was printing, I was getting away before you came along, sir, because I do read. One other thing I would like to say, we as people need to know our rights and educate ourselves concerning laws. See, this is what tricks a lot of us up, is laws. We think we can do certain things, but it's not that way. The law says, no, you can't do certain things. just to give you an example of how the law is. The law in the state of California says that if a man messes with a girl, I think 3 years under her, I don't know exactly how it goes, but I'm going to get to the point that I'm trying to get to. My son was 20 years old, and he had met a little girl. This was here in San Bernardino, or rather in San Bernardino. So she and her mother told him that she was 18 years old. So long story short, she winds up getting pregnant by him. And he and her were walking down the street arguing. And the police stopped them. And you know how it is when a girl gets angry or whatever. She said, yeah, he's bothering me or whatever. So the police questioned both of them. Come to find out, she's 16 years old. By that time, he had turned 21 years old. So, you know, I'm like, this is a cut and dry case here because the mother knew that my son was 21 and her daughter was 18, or rather she knew she was 16, but they lied about it. Not so. They got my son for having sex with the minor under 3 years, under him or whatever. He did 6 months in jail. At the time, she was pregnant with his child. But that's the law of California. So it's a lot of things that you don't know that we need to educate ourselves about the law. One of the things that I know, if I'm not mistaken, I think when a police officer asks you your name, you have to tell him your name, if I'm not mistaken. But I too have to educate myself on things. It's certain things that we need to educate ourselves on concerning the law, because the law will trick you up. And that's all I really want to say.